Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about 4 altcoins that I believe that could do a 10x this year inside of 2022. These are 4 altcoins that have a tremendous amount of potential. I have ordered them from ones that I'm probably most bullish on to ones that may have larger hurdles to overcome in order to achieve that 10x. Or more potentially. Now, ladies and gentlemen, nothing in this video should be considered financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a crypto enthusiast. I love talking about this space. I love investing in this space, and I love sharing my thoughts and opinions. But please do your own research. Don't buy something because I like it. Buy it because you like it. All right, so here we go. First thing I'm going to do is go through each one of these altcoins, and then what I'm going to do is at the end of the video, I'm going to go through and I'm going to share with you the negatives, because one thing, if you watch my videos, you learn that I always like to look at the good and the bad. If I can look at the worst case scenario and accept the worst case scenario, then that's really important to me. So I will talk about really a major weakness that I see that could prevent these projects from reaching the projection that I'm saying I think they could achieve in this video. So first up, let's go ahead with this. We are going to be talking about Lunar on the Terra ecosystem, programmable money for the internet. So this is a project, there's basically this project has 2 tokens. It's the Luna token and the UST, which is a stable coin. Now I'm planning to do more videos on Luna in the future, actually this week, so you can definitely stay tuned for that. The thing about these stable coins is this an algorithmic stable coin, and I believe it's probably the best algorithmic stable coin that we have. Now there's a lot of speculation about coming regulations around stable coins, and I believe, in my personal opinion, I believe in decentralization. I don't like the idea of a central bank digital dollar, and I believe that a true algorithmic stable coin is needed, something that is more decentralized than even DAI, because DAI is backed by USDC, which is not decentralized. It's an actual centralized stable coin. Terra Luna has the Luna token. The Luna token is essentially the second part of UST. For every $1 of UST that gets into circulation, there's a dollar worth of Luna that gets burned. There's a mechanism in place, and I can explain this in the future if you're not familiar with how algorithmic stablecoins work. But essentially, the more UST that goes into circulation, the more Luna will go up in price. And consequently, if UST goes down in value, then Luna would go down in value as well. There are some problems historically with algorithmic stablecoins, but there's a lot of things that the Luna Foundation and the founder of Luna, De Quan, that they've done to be able to make this project stand up. I believe a true algorithmic stablecoin is going to be incredibly important in the future. And right now, there's not one exchange that's using UST yet. Even though there's tens of billions of dollars of UST in circulation, it's not on one centralized exchange yet. All it would take is for 1 or 2 major exchanges, a Coinbase, a Binance, even a Binance.com, to really pump this Luna price. Now, Luna did a 10x last year, and I think it's very possible we could see an additional 10x this year. There's a lot of reasons why. There's a lot of development that's happening in on the blockchain. It's already a top 9 cryptocurrency. So a lot of people look at this token and they try to multiply the price by the current circulating supply. But keep in mind that it's a deflationary token when the UST is seeing higher use cases. So that sort of calculation doesn't work as well. This project could definitely 10x. This is one of the projects that I am most bullish on, which is interesting because if you follow my channel, I'm actually not very bullish on the US dollar in general. So why in the world would I like a UST stablecoin? Because at the end of the day, the stablecoin is still pegged to the dollar, and I don't like the dollar's fundamentals in the future. I'll share that in more detail in a future video, but for now, just know that I think the Luna token, personally, I'm building a position in Luna right now because I truly believe this project could see a 10x this year. And if it does a 5x, I'll be happy with that. I just believe in the future of this project. This is one of my long-term holds for sure. Next up, we're going to be talking about Planet Finance. This is a project, currently the Planet token is selling for $400. I recently talked about this, and I first told our invite-only Telegram members about this. To join our Telegram, you have to have an invitation, and if you want an invitation into our Telegram, just go down in the description, subscribe to our Crypto Passive Profits newsletter. Periodically, I send out invitations to our newsletter subscribers. However, Planet Finance is essentially a lending platform, a borrowing and lending platform. And also they have like yield farming over here as well with some pretty decent APYs. But what makes it unique? What makes it stand out? First of all, it's on the Binance Smart Chain. That in and of itself is not unique, but it's important from a valuation standpoint about what's potential for this token. Take a look at this. One of the things I loved, I just told you about the Terra Luna ecosystem. You have Luna assets over here, UST and AUST, that you literally can borrow against. So you can put a stable coin, AUST, into, of course it's AUST on the Binance Smart Chain, don't get that confused, but you can take AUST from the Binance Smart Chain, you literally can put it in here, borrow against it. Now you're borrowing against a stable coin that is earning a yield of 19% on its own, that is really outside of the platform in and of itself. So AUST goes up 19% a year, which means that your collateral is shrinking by 19% a year. That's insane if you think about it. All that's great, but what makes it really unique are the tokenomics. And I can break down the tokenomics. If you really want me to go in depth on this project, let me know in the comments and I'll do an entire dedicated video talking about this entire project. But just to show you the tokenomics, the Aqua token is what I believe could do a 10x. Currently it's at $400, which sounds high. However, we're down to 96,000 tokens. That's it. There was only ever 100,000 minted, period. The fees from this platform go to Aqua stakers. You can stake the Aqua token on the platform. I think it's like 17% yield. So the fees go there, plus part of the fees burn the token. And this thing has a shrinking token supply. And it's not even, this project is not even that old right now at all. And if you were to pull it up right now, this thing has a market cap of 32 million. But let's go over to PancakeSwap. That Pancake has a market cap of 2.4 billion. All we have to do is get to like a 340 million market cap to do a 10x. 320 million market cap. We're not even talking about getting to $1 billion market cap. But could Planet finance to a $1 billion market cap? Yes. By the way, they're looking to create, this is the thing that really got me excited. I heard that they're looking to create, and I need to look more into this, but it's a rank of 5,000. That's nuts. They're looking to create their own stablecoin, and should they do that, what Luna is for UST, Aqua would be for their stablecoin. That is insane if you stop and think about it, what the potential of something like this could be if that were to see fruition. Now let's just take a look at the overall chart if you want. So it pumped really big, boom. And that's because of the low supply originally people got excited about it. And then it dropped. And we're seeing it go back up. And I think it's going to continue to go up. Again, I think that this thing could absolutely do a 10x. Again, not financial advice. That's just my personal opinion. Specifically, if they end up doing their own stable coin, that could be incredible. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I definitely love this project. The third project that I like, it should not be a surprise. I've talked about it on this channel before. We're talking about Lunar. Now, the Lunar has been pulling back a little bit. Let's just take a look at the chart. Right now, they're down to $1.50, just like the rest of the market's pulled back for now, but that's okay. And of course, it has pumped up way up before and it's come back down. The thing that I like about Lunar is it's a form of true decentralized profit sharing. The developers make money the same way we make money. The owners of this website make money the same way that us as investors make money. And that is just from distribution of the rewards of the website. The website itself is just an NFT marketplace. So with NFTs becoming popular, right now the biggest player in the space is an NFT marketplace called OpenSea. But Lunar, really, if you're going to sell, they have better rates, they have better fees for selling your NFT than OpenSea. And if you're going to sell, you might as well sell on a platform that you can own a stake in my personal opinion. The APY right now is 243%, but here's the thing. A significant portion, 75% of that APY, is paid out in Ethereum. You're able to get a 75% yield on Ethereum without doing any form of like yield farming. I'm not certain where that's even possible. And that 75% is sustainable based off of the earnings of the website. So it goes up and down quite a bit, truthfully. I've seen it as low as 60 something. I've seen it as high as 100 and something. It just depends on how many ETH they collect that day. They tend to collect somewhere between $600 to $1,000. 600 to 1,000 ETH per day in fees. If you join their Discord, each day they tell you how much they collected in fees that day. The team got a lot of flack because they ended up cashing out a ton of Ethereum, and it had this big run up and it had this significant crash because a lot of people got upset because they made so much money. I don't understand what the big deal was though. I mean, They literally cashed out Ethereum. Any other developer would have sold tokens, and they didn't have to worry about selling their tokens because they earn rewards the same way that we do by simply holding the token. Now, this thing is currently ranked at 2,830. I could definitely see this project potentially 10xing in 2022. We'll have to see if it happens. Next up, I'm going to show you my most speculative project, but I think it is the most fascinating of all the projects. I mean, what they are looking to accomplish, I think, is so very interesting. And it's another NFT play, but it's really focused on a metaverse type play. And that's the Over token. It used to be OVR. They recently changed it to Over, OVER. This project is absolutely incredible. And they've been around for a long time. There's a lot of metaverse type projects out there. But what they're looking to do is among the most ambitious. And it's all in augmented reality. So if you've ever played Pokemon Go, how you can look at your phone and find little Pokemon, imagine a video game world like that that's a full metaverse where you can walk around, see other people, and interact with other people. That's what they're actually building. They have an app. You can download it in the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. My kids absolutely love playing with this thing. It is incredible. There's like a zoo you can walk around. You can watch some dude dribble a basketball. There's a house you can walk into, literally walk into. There's a car you can walk around and like sit inside. It's wild. Just to give you an idea of what they're doing, they're literally pixelating the entire globe. And for $10, you can buy a piece of land right there at your house if it's not sold. You can buy these little hexagons that are plots of land. Now, what they're trying to do is incredibly ambitious when you try to pixelate the entire globe. Imagine a world where you could, one of your friends could choose to meet on the same pixelated piece. Maybe it's at your house or their house or, somewhere in the Caribbean or somewhere in Europe. It wouldn't really matter. You choose where you want to meet at, and you literally can meet there in augmented reality. You can see his or her avatar. They can see your avatar. And it's almost like two avatars talking through FaceTime together, looking at your phone. Like, it is mind-blowing what they're attempting to accomplish. This is also one of the most ambitious projects that I follow. I have a very small investment here, and I just monitor it. That's it. I have not yet bought a plot of land. I keep thinking about it, and I may do that sooner or later. If they can pull this off, I think this project could do extraordinary things. But right now, they were one of the early metaverse projects. And so right now, I think we're going to have to wait and see how they continue to develop and what happens. And we're going to have to continue to see increased interest in metaverse overall. But when you talk about augmented reality and metaverse, it sounds very fascinating. But at the same time, they're niching down their market much smaller than any other typical metaverse type token or game would. I highly recommend you at least checking out Over and see what they got going on, because you should definitely download the app. It is fun to play with. Anybody who tells me they're interested in cryptocurrency, they don't know anything other than Bitcoin, I have more than once pulled my phone out of my pocket and showed them the OVR app. So let me go through now and share with you each of these projects, what I don't like about them. There's always a negative that you have to be aware of. And this is the negative of each project. First of all, Terra Luna. The Luna token is incredible. Here it is. It's been on a bit of a pullback, which is nice because I actually bought a little bit more today. The problem is every algorithmic stablecoin that is decentralized has lost peg, including Luna, at least once. Luna has once. Even DAI did once. That's when they got backed by USDC. Now, Luna is working not to be backed by centralized means. They are trying to be as decentralized as possible and get more decentralized all the time. And when I cover the Luna UST mechanism, I'll show you what I'm talking about right now. They're one of the biggest buyers of Bitcoin in the world. They have like over they're buying $10 billion worth of Bitcoin to help back the UST. And that's all awesome. But the reality is we've yet to see these new mechanics really get tested by, strong negative pressure on the UST token. And all these algorithmic stablecoins are threatened by what's called a death spiral. And again, when I explain a little more about Luna, I'll also explain how a death spiral happens. And it's important to be aware of that a death spiral could occur. And if that happened, the price of Luna could collapse, UST could collapse. Now, I think the odds of that happening are far more rare than they were even 3 or 4 months ago, especially when you talk about Bitcoin backing. Plus, they've recently bought some AVAX for their reserves, which is very interesting to think about. So they're definitely making some positive steps, But that risk is real. I mean, that is a very real risk. They're just trying to shrink down that risk over time. I hope they're successful. I'm optimistic about this project long term. Again, not financial advice. That's just my opinion. Planet Finance, very small project, first of all, and they're gonna have to prove themselves in this space. 17% APY is what you get, and I have two Planet tokens is all I have right now. It's going to be interesting to see if they can pull this off. I don't know if they can pull it off. There's a lot of yield farms and lending platforms that exist. So my bigger issue here is it's just a small project, and that's the thing that I don't like the most about this project overall. Next up, looks rare. All right, so two things that bug me about this project. One is they're not finished releasing all their tokens yet. They have like a 720-day release schedule, and it's in their documents. You can look it up. And the project just launched in January, which I think is a good thing because it's still very early. The other thing is they haven't proven yet how they're going to do long-term in the NFT. Are they really going to be able to rival OpenSea? And is the NFT space going to stay what it is today? I actually suspect we're going to see NFTs crash drastically in price overall, at least most NFTs. Primarily the art NFTs is just random art. Nobody in their right mind would buy most of these NFTs if somebody said, let me send you an email attachment of this cartoon looking picture that looks like it used to be on a Nintendo or Super Nintendo back in the day. That's how horrible the graphics are. Nobody would have ever bought that in an email attachment. But that truly is what most NFTs are today. They just have a link to a website that somebody else hosts, and they call it a piece of art and NFT. I don't think that market in that way is going to hold up much longer. I mean, maybe another year or two, we'll have to see. I don't even know if it's going to make it a year, though. However, things like land-based NFTs, usable utility-based NFTs, I think will have a market. We just got to see how big that market's going to be long-term. So I'm optimistic about LooksRare. I just think the NFT market is so uncertain right now that we don't know what the future is going to hold. If it continues to do well, then I think LooksRare has a great shot of possibly doing well. OVR, I touched on this briefly. They're just entirely too ambitious right now. That's their biggest downfall. What they're trying to accomplish, no one's ever accomplished. I mean, you're talking about cutting edge, frontier type stuff. Can they pull it off? I don't know. But if they even pull off a fraction of it, I think this project could be extraordinary. That's why I like it. But what they're trying to do, I mean, I've been following this project now for, I think, a year or more. And, they've made some developments. The price of the token hasn't moved a whole lot. They've made a lot of developments. But the question is, can this catch on? Or will somebody else beat them to market? Or trying to pixelate the entire globe, as neat as that sounds, is it really going to be feasible to pull that off? Do people actually care about that? I'm not sure. I don't know if people need to see the entire globe pixelated, or, it's okay if they have like a much smaller metaverse that is a lot more user-friendly to move around in. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I think the thing that I don't like is they're incredibly ambitious. But if they pull it off, this project goes to the freaking moon, ladies and gentlemen. So today we talked about 4 altcoins that I believe could 10x in 2022. If you have any other altcoins that you like that you think could 10x, go down in the comments and let me know. I'm going to be putting out a bit of content on Luna. So if you want to know more about Luna, make certain you subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for that. Decentralized cryptocurrency equals freedom, if I can speak. This is Crypto Wealth. I'm out.